Hey everyone, I'm Alex, and welcome back to Reddit Reader, where we dive into the wildest stories from across Reddit. Would I be the asshole if I countersue for what I consider an accident for the cake this other woman's daughter wrecked after she ran into me? In the middle of June, I had just picked up a custom chocolate cake from a bakery that cost $65. Already starting with cake drama, you know this is going to be good. On my way back to the car, a woman and her two kids were coming out of a church across the street where a wedding was taking place. I crossed at a crosswalk about half a block from the church. I saw the mother telling her little girl, maybe 4 or 5 years old and dressed in a very nice white dress, to stop jumping around and stay still. Oh no, white dress at a wedding plus chocolate cake, this is a disaster waiting to happen. The girl didn't listen. She ran off, laughing and looking backward instead of paying attention, and ran straight into me. I dropped the cake and it hit the ground on impact. Chocolate went everywhere, on the pavement, on me, and all over the little girl's dress. And there it is, Murphy's Law in action, folks. The mother came running, screaming at me. There were at least 2 people behind me and another woman on the church property who saw it happen. The mother kept yelling that I had ruined her daughter's dress, that I owed her money for a new one, and that I needed to give her cash so she could buy a replacement before the ceremony. Wait, what? Her kid ran into you and somehow it's your fault? I told her it was an accident. Her daughter ran into me, and I wasn't paying for it. She kept screaming profanity, loud enough that someone called the police. At a church wedding, no less. The secondhand embarrassment is real. When officers arrived, she tried to claim I threw the cake on her daughter and should pay for the dress. The audacity! She's really doubling down on this lie. But another witness confirmed what really happened. The mother had told the girl to stop running, the girl ignored her, and she crashed into me, causing the cake to fall. The woman still wouldn't calm down until the police nearly arrested her, and then only after her relatives came out of the church to help. Can you imagine being the bride and groom, having your wedding interrupted by cake drama? She demanded reimbursement and threatened to sue me. At the time, no one exchanged information, but somehow she found out my name and address. This is getting stalkerish now. Later, I learned someone had filmed the whole thing and the video got back to me. Of course someone filmed it. Nothing escapes the internet these days. Sure enough, she served me with papers. She's suing me for $3,000 for a new dress, assault, and emotional distress. $3,000 for a kid's dress and hurt feelings? I'm sorry, what? Would I be the asshole if I countersued for the cost of the cake her daughter ruined because of her poor parenting? Honestly, I'm not too worried about winning or losing since I have video evidence and multiple witnesses showing it was an accident and her child caused it. This woman has some serious nerve, but having video evidence is like having a golden ticket here. Updating to clarify a few things instead of keep repeating it in the comments. The cake was in a box with a lid, but when it hit the ground, it opened and exploded. It was a soft cake with a lot of chocolate icing, so it got all over my pants and the bottom of a little girl's dress. It was enough that it was really noticeable. To clarify, I'm not mad at the little girl. Good on OP for keeping perspective. Kids will be kids. I'm just completely gobsmacked by how her mother handled the situation. She could have taken some accountability, apologized, or even made it a learning opportunity for her child. Something as simple as, this is why when I tell you to stop running and listen because now your dress is soiled for the wedding. Exactly. Perfect teachable moment, completely wasted. But instead, she threw a fit, accused everyone else of her own poor parenting, and it escalated to the point where the police were called. After embarrassing herself and almost getting arrested, she still managed to act like the victim. She could have just let it go and moved on. The lack of self-awareness is honestly stunning. For those wondering how she got my name and address, I don't live in a highly populated area. I'm on social media, and the video of the incident was sent to me by someone I didn't even know. Someone she knew must have recognized me. Once you have a name, finding an address isn't difficult. She even had a processor serve me. I've had no contact with her in any way since the incident. Small town drama hits different. Everyone knows everyone. I'm also surprised by how many people believe you need a lawyer to file in small claims court. All I have to pay to countersue is $100. From what I've read, I technically can claim lost wages, but they won't be granted. Realistically, the most I'd get back is my filing fee and the cost of replacing the cake. Some people have also said I should have been able to prevent the accident because I saw them before I crossed the street. Oh, victim blaming now, really? That's true, I did see them, but the little girl was on the grass the entire time. At no point did she step onto the sidewalk until the moment of impact. I'm not psychic, and there was no way I could have predicted she would suddenly run off the grass and straight into me. It all happened in literal seconds. Unless OP has superpowers, there's no way they could have predicted a random kid would bolt into them. Man, this whole situation is just wild. The entitlement of this mother to not only blame OP for their kid's accident, but then to actually sue them for $3,000 with video evidence showing exactly what happened? That's next level delusional. I feel bad for that little girl having to deal with the parent who can't take responsibility for anything. All right, let's jump into the next story. I ATIA for asking my dad why I should include his wife if he plans to never include my boyfriend. I, 19-year-old female, have been dating Leo, 19-year-old male, for over a year now. We've known each other since we were 6, and we've been a part of the same friend group since we met. Okay, so this isn't some random fling. They've literally known each other their whole lives. My parents, mom and dad, both knew him from a young age, and he was really sweet when my mom died. Dad even commented back then about how kind he was to me. So Dad actually liked this guy before. Interesting. My dad has been with his wife for 2 years now, and they've been married for 6 months. Ever since I told my dad I was dating Leo, he's been so different about him. Oh, here we go, the plot thickens. I got shit for bringing him to a family party in June, and Dad said it was inappropriate to bring just anyone to a family party. I ran it by the relative hosting, and they were fine with it. My dad never complained about friends joining before. Just anyone? This is a guy he's known for over a decade. The audacity. Dad and his wife have shown up unannounced when Leo and I were hanging out, and they wanted to leave him out. Who just shows up unannounced and then tries to kick people out? That's so rude. Dad makes it a big deal if I want to include Leo ever. It's not even all the time. Both of them were really off with Leo and dropped by unannounced a couple of weeks ago too, and this led to a fight. Leo went on a grocery run, and I confronted my dad. Smart move getting Leo out of there before the drama exploded. I asked Dad why he was being like that and how did he expect me to want him to visit if he'd be that way. His wife said they don't like seeing me be in such a serious relationship, and the fact I'm bringing him to things is strange when he's not family and he's just a partner, and I should listen to them. Hold up. She's been married to Dad for 6 months and she's lecturing about who counts as family? I asked her who she was to say that. Dad said she's right, and she's his wife and our family. He said it's just so totally different. I told him he would never have let me treat her that way before they were married either. He claimed it was still different and I should be willing to spend time with them without Leo. The hypocrisy is absolutely mind-blowing here. And I have BTW. I have visited on my own and met for lunch without Leo. He's not always there. So OP is actually being reasonable and spending one-on-one time with Dad. But we go to the same college and we're living together with some friends for the summer and we'll be full-time moving in together in a couple of weeks. But anyway, Dad said Leo isn't family and some stuff should be just for family. So I asked why his wife was always there. I asked why I should include her if he won't ever include Leo. She's not my family after all. Oh, snap. She went there, and honestly, good for her. Why it was any of his wife's business when she's got no say on my life. Dad said she's family, they're married. I asked again, would I need to marry Leo for things to change, and he just said it's different. His wife said she had no business invalidating her, and she's the future grandmother of my children. Excuse me, what? Future grandmother? Lady, you've been around for 6 months. I told her good luck with that. She's not my mother, and she will never be their grandmother, and since we're excluding partners, that's all she'll ever be, married or not, since that's what Dad's saying he'll do. Absolutely savage response. I'm living for this energy. Dad told me that was enough, and he never said that. I told him he keeps saying it's different, and not that marriage would change anything, so I see no reason to include his wife. I then made them leave, which they did not do easily. They wanted to keep the fight going, but I told them I was done. Good boundaries. Sometimes you just have to shut it down. They're not angry I invalidated his wife by asking about including her and saying she won't be the future grandmother. But I stand by it. My kids might not know Grandpa if he's a dick to their dad and wants to act like he doesn't exist. And there's the real consequence. Keep this up, and you might lose your daughter and future grandkids. AITA? This one has me fired up, not gonna lie. The dad's logic makes absolutely zero sense. His wife of 6 months gets automatic family status, but his daughter's boyfriend of over a year, who he's known since the kid was 6, doesn't count? And then the stepmom has the nerve to declare herself a future grandmother to kids that don't even exist yet? The entitlement is off the charts.
Opie handled this perfectly by calling out the double standard. Sometimes you have to use people's own logic against them to show how ridiculous they're being.